Online conference, raising awareness on fake news and how to avoid fake news. Chapter 1, Introduction.
As online news and social media have increased rapidly over the last decade, a whole new category of information has entered the popular lexicon, fake news. Only disinformation has come to the point where a malicious article hatched for a troll farm. Awareness of the issue is widespread, but stopping misinformation requires social media platforms, journalists, fact-checkers, and citizens all to take action. One solution to prevent the spread of disinformation is media literacy. Media literacy is essentially critical thinking. Media literacy is essential for navigating online media, that it should be a compulsory part of schooling. In order to increase consciousness of students, a conference is set in Romania. The online conference is being held online, focusing on how fake news are affecting people. The aim of conference is to make teenagers be aware of the harms that fake news can cause and help them discover how to spot fake news. The conference is online because of the COVID-19 virus affecting the whole world. Teenagers from all over the world come together online to listen and share their own experiences about fake news and how these fake news affect them if they like. The conference is being hosted by eTWINNING Media Literacy and Fake News Project. Professor Flora Kaplan from Romania, who is also moderating the conference, started with a presentation. He explained the ways of understanding fake news, such as double-checking the news from other news sources, checking the quality of the text, if it has grammar and punctuation mistakes, searching online to see if it's posted elsewhere, etc. Following the presentation, Professor Kaplan asked the audience to start sharing their experiences.
Chapter 2, Trick to Steal Identities of People.
Who wants to start? I want to hear your experience about fake news.
May I start, sir?
Yes, sure.
I was surfing online when I came across a Twitter post. It was stating that an airline company will give free airplane tickets to first 5,000 people who register to their website.
Sounds suspicious. Why would an airline give free tickets? What did you do?
I clicked to the link. A website with the airline company logo opened. There were questions to answer to register.
What kind of questions?
Questions like ID number, home address, email address, mobile phone, etc.
Did you provide all this information without confirming the website?
Yes, unfortunately I did.
What happened next?
In the question form, they also asked me to reference other people so that they can also have free tickets. I provided a couple of email addresses of my friends and relatives.
What happened next?
At first, nothing happened. After 2 months, my friend called me to warn me to change my passwords. All passwords of emails, social media accounts, etc. He told me that his social media account was hacked and annoying things have been posted without his knowledge. The hackers were asking $1,000 to release his accounts.
How is it connected to your airline story?
He told me that he received an email from that fake airline account. My reference was stated in the mail. He also filled the questionnaire and provided his information without checking like me. Then his account was captured.
As you can see, such fake news can create severe problems. First mistake Batu made was to provide his personal information without confirming the website. He simply would have opened the airline website to see if the advertisement is also there. Second mistake he made was to provide his friend's contact address without asking them.
I was so upset. I blamed myself because of this incident. I will be more careful while referencing or sharing things with others.
Yes, that's what you have to do. Now let's listen to another story. Who wants to be next?
Chapter 3, Scamming People with Fake News.
May I be the one?
Yes, of course.
My story is not so tragic in terms of money being stolen or account getting hacked. Still, it upset me some years ago when in Italy there was a pretty severe earthquake.
So tell us, we are curious.
So in Italy, when an earthquake occurs, it's really not always certain that school will be closed for a few days. Every time it's up to the local administration, which will determine the severity of the earthquake, and therefore they decide whether or not to close school as a precaution. So usually when that happens, me and my classmates are stuck to our mobiles for hours, hoping that some kind of article appear on our timelines.
Oh no, I think I know where all this is going.
So once there had been this strong shake and I had a really important test the day after. I had planned to study all afternoon, but after the earthquake I wasted hours of my time scrolling down my Twitter feed, my Instagram Explore tab, even my Pinterest. All this because I was hoping they would close my school and I would skip my test. Then, as I refreshed my Facebook page, I saw someone share this article that said schools will stay closed all week. I jumped with joy and shut my textbooks without even double checking if the source was to trust or not.
So you skipped the school by mistake?
Not quite exactly. My dad came home from work later that night and told me that I was wrong, that no one said school would be closing. I laughed at him and didn't take me seriously, but he asked me to check, just to make sure I was right. When I went to see the article I had read earlier, I saw a bunch of people commented with angry emojis. Then I figured I had been scammed. But the graphics were so on point. I mean, it really looked like our local online newspaper. But once I checked, I noticed that the URL was different just by a letter. I guess this is how they set up fake news sites.
And how did your test go?
I got a bad mark. Guess I deserved it for being so naive, but still I teared up that day. I didn't think I could be that dumb.
Well, at least now it is a fun story you can tell at parties. Anyone else?
Chapter 4: Scamming people with fake rewards.
I feel really embarrassed while talking about this memory, but I will tell it as a bad example of fake news for everyone. Everybody must be cautious against these fake news traps. I have learned this badly.
Oh, tell us more about it.
Okay, while I was reading my book, I got a message from an unknown number. I didn't see this number before, but I opened the message. There was a text about something like driving lots. It said click this link and register for gaining a phone. It wasn't mentioning anything about any pre conditions. I thought I was so like for a moment.
What happened then?
I clicked the link and filled the registration form. Nothing went wrong until the next day. Next day, an unknown number called me. They said I won the draw lot. I got really happy when I heard this. My phone was an old version, and then they told me I won a brand new one. Unfortunately, I believed them without questioning anything. I didn't even ask the name of the company or the brand of the phone. What a pity.
You must check the details. It was really unlucky for you not to do this.
Yes, you are absolutely right, sir.
So tell us the rest of the story, please.
Now, we were talking at the phone. I asked them how I can get my reward. This was the crucial point in this study. They told me there were some legal steps for this, and they explained the processes. After that, they sent an account number according to them. When I paid the small tax of the phone, I would get the phone.
Don't you say you did this?
Unfortunately, I did. I sent them the money they asked for.
Oh, what happened then?
That was the problem. Nothing happened. After I sent the money, they told they would call me back, but neither nobody called me nor I was able to get contact with them. It was a big lesson for me. Nobody should believe in me. They hear you questioning.
Yes, absolutely. We need to check it before doing something. This kind of news. I believe you took your lesson. I hope nobody will do some same thing after hearing this story. So anyone else?
Chapter 5. Scamming people with fake jobs.
Hi, I am from Turkey. Maybe I the next, sir.
Yes, sure. Let it begin.
I don't know how to express my shame. I have a brother. He always watches series. He has a favorite one. He is watching it for 6 years. One day while I was surfing on the net, I came across an advertisement. Says they, we are searching new actor for my brother's favorite series.
So you wanted to give a good news to your brother.
Unfortunately, yes. I showed that advertisement to my brother, and he wanted to join the animations. We print the page for more information. I have never seen my brother so happy and excited in my life. At the animation date, he had to fulfill a form and some bills as an entrance payment fee.
I wish he didn't sign that bills.
He was so excited and happy that he couldn't even consider the possible dangers. 2 weeks later, unknown number called my brother. They told him to pay money for the bills he signed. My brother got angry and refused to pay. He hung up the phone immediately. He was similarly scared like me. We couldn't tell to my father we're supposed to cut the guardian knot, but then guess what?
It is easy to guess the rest of the story. They will definitely impose harder sanctions.
Definitely true. 2 months later, postman brought us some confiscation orders. It was said that if my brother doesn't pay the money for that bills, he would have to pay more money or sent to jail for up to 6 months. My father had to pay money in a month.
Media literacy is the magic bullet for the fake news. Media literacy is essential critical thinking. It may seem redundant to teach media literacy and critical thinking in schools, but it was found that only 2% of children have the literacy skills they need to tell if a news or story is real or fake.
Mr. Kaplan, so you stress the new importance of the media literacy against the fake news. So please can you tell us some tips about the importance of it?
There are many, but I can tell you 3 of them. 1. Use the criteria for evaluating information: accuracy, authority, and objective. 2. Look at the domain of the name and the URL. 3. Check the credential of the author.
Chapter 6. Scamming people with fake web pages.
May I say, Professor?
Yes, of course.
One day when I opened to check my emails, I saw a letter from a Bulgarian post. They wrote to me that I won one iPhone because I am their loyal member, and I had to register myself on their site if I agreed to take the phone absolutely free.
Did they want only that?
Yes, and I thought I was a lucky man, and I decided to do it. I really want a new iPhone.
What happened then? Did you make a registration?
I started making it. They wanted a name, address, phone number. After that, they wanted the number of my debit or card or credit card because I had to pay my tax for delivering the iPhone.
Oh no, I hope you didn't give them that information.
No, I didn't. That desire made me worried. My parents do not like to use debit cards when they have to pay something. They prefer paying in cash. It is safer. And I think the same.
It is not always a problem to pay online.
Yes, I know, sir. But I haven't got a debit card, so I couldn't pay even if I wanted.
Would you pay if you can?
Probably not.
Good decision. What happened next?
I broke up my registration and came back to the letter. I read it again, and then I noticed that the address was strange and wasn't the same as the official address of this institution.
I think you had to notice that earlier.
Yes, it was my mistake. I was so excited and happy that I didn't think to check the address earlier.
Don't worry, now you know what you have to do in a similar situation.
Fortunately, yes.
Remember that fake news affects our emotions and makes us more careless and hasty in our actions. So, anyone else who wants to share their story with us?
Chapter 7. Slander people with fake news.
I think it's my turn, Professor Kaplan.
Okay, tell us your story.
Well, it happened 4 years ago. My brother, who is 22 years old now, has been doing sports since he was little. When he was 18, he participated in the National Athletics Championships and won the bronze medal in 200 meters. It was a great joy for him and for the whole family.
I don't know why, but I have got the feeling that the joy didn't last long.
Exactly. Before we got home from the city where the competition took place, I received WhatsApp messages asking me if it was true that he had been disqualified for cheating. It was on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So many years of effort to be treated as a cheater.
And what happened?
It was shown that it was not true, but the correction was not as widely published as the lie, and my brother spent a time depressed and was on the point of leaving the sport. There are many people who forward messages without checking them, and so they are helping to destroy a person.
It is true, Carmen. With this experience, we must be aware that our apparently harmless acts can have very serious consequences. Who is the next one?
Chapter 8. Fake advertisements.
May I say start, sir?
Yes, sure.
When I was surfing on a shopping website to find something to buy, I saw an advertisement shows me that I will be the 1000 customer if I buy something above 500 liras. I will win a sport car.
I hope you didn't buy something above 500 liras.
No, unfortunately, I bought even if didn't need anything.
Why couldn't you resist to buy?
Because I was illusioned with a car opportunity.
What then?
So I bought something more than 500 liras to get the car, but they didn't let me get it because the campaign would be over as they said. I was really shocked because I believed that they would give me. After a moment, I started thinking and remembered what my grandma always said about free things. That is, there is a free cheese only in a mousetrap.
Great quote from your grandma.
From now on, I will not care about free stuff and I will be more careful while shopping.
And?
I will not surf on a shopping website when I don't need anything.
Chapter 9. Stealing personal information by fake rewards.
Alright. Who is next?
May I tell an episode, sir?
Yes, of course.
In my spare time, I'm always surfing the internet on social networking and application with games. I have Facebook, Instagram, and online games.
Yes, it is part of your age.
It's true, but we have to be very careful with advertising ads and websites that ask for our personal data.
That's right, Pedro. Personal data, as the name implies, is personal and shouldn't be shared, much less online. But tell me what happened.
I wanted to sign up for an application that asked for my cell phone number, and as I thought it was an innocent request, I gave my number there.
And what happened?
I started receiving a lot of messages on my phone stating that I had been selected as user number 100 or 1000. I don't remember anymore. So I called get a free phone.
Did you believe it, Pedro? You know that nothing in this life is free.
Right, Professor. I know, but I was tempted and started to fill in my details.
What kind of data?
Full address, mobile number, a month and order. Everything was already filed in when I was asked to pay an amount to receive the mobile phone at home.
So, Pedro, did you pay that amount?
No, no way. I deleted all my data and left the application. I can't prove it. I can prove it was a scam, but I've heard so much. Furthermore, nothing in life is free.
Very wise and right decision. Who is next?
Chapter 10 Stealing Identities by Fake Job Ads.
May I tell you my part?
Sure, go ahead.
There are a lot of fake news being spread around the internet these days, but it's especially bad in online games or in online chats. Let me explain why.
Let me hear what you have to say.
My story is based on something that happened to me several years ago when I got baited into thinking that I could trust anyone online.
Obviously, that's not true, and it must have caused a lot of bad stuff. So what happened?
I used to play a lot of online games before, and I played this game where people could freely talk to each other and live their internet lives, manage their own economy, and make a lot of friends. The part with economy was kind of the whole point of the game, but from the very start, and various people had various ways to earn what they wanted. Some would work hard, some would spend a lot of money, and some would simply steal others' accounts by hacking them.
I can somehow imagine what you mean by all that. You can continue.
I myself was always wasting a lot of time on that game, and I knew a lot of people, including some of the game developers' staff. Everything was going great until one day I was scrolling through their forum. I noticed one message saying, "We are hiring people to help us with handling stuff in game."
That's a huge mistake that you made.
Yes, sir, it was. I was interested and immediately started filling up the documents. It asked for a game ID, password, and an email. The account was connected with some other questions like, how do you think you can make the game a better place? I haven't even thought of the consequences and submitted it. Later that day, I found out it was fake message put on by some hackers. It was already too late when I realized it stole both my email account and game account. The only luck was that I didn't have any other accounts connected to that email.
That truly was fortunate in a misfortune.
It taught me to always double or even triple check everything I see online, because nowadays there is hardly anything we can trust. Fake news about fake people accomplishing stuff that never happened, or taking money from people that don't pay any attention to what might be going on. Those are examples of what internet is like.
Indeed, I can't say anything else than I agree.
Chapter 11 Stealing Visa Number by Fake Shopping Websites.
May I also tell my story?
Yes, go ahead, please.
It is the incident that one of my professors at the university went through. One day she tried to purchase an ebook and she clicked the bait.
Did they steal her identity?
Yes, absolutely. Moreover, they ordered 200 pieces via her credit card and bought 2 kilograms of golden bar under the name of her. All the things happened within just 5 minutes, and the purchasing location was the United States, but she was in Turkey that night.
Then she must have been in a big trouble.
Even though she explained the details to her local bank, bankers did not believe her story. Then she worked with a lawyer, and the bank paid her back only after 2 months.
That's a huge misunderstanding, I believe.
She never bought anything online after that. She still feels anxious about online shopping.
We all must search secure website before shopping and can use the respected payment methods. Thanks for sharing your story.
Chapter 12 Conclusion.
Seems like we have no more volunteers. Then it is time for the closing statements. Here are some tips about this important topic. Use the criteria for evaluating information: accuracy, authority, objective. Look at the domain name of the URL. Check the credentials of the author. Double checking the news from other news sources. Check the quality of the text for grammar and punctuation mistakes. Search online to see if it is posted elsewhere. And don't forget the quote from the grandma. There is a free cheese only in a mouse trap. Any message, email, post stating you want a free prize. Don't share personal information until you confirm it is real. Don't hesitate to consult your parents. Stay safe, stay real. Goodbye.